Hi, everyone. When people like Sir Robin Wales and Clive Furness walk away from their political home, it means something has gone very badly wrong. You don't give up a party that you've spent your life in lightly. Like Clive, you don't step out of retirement into a fight like this unless you know the country and the city that they love cannot go on as it is. And that's what today shows. And look, it's not just Nigel and I saying it. This is a verdict from the core of Labour in London. Right now, we are living through a rape epidemic, knife crime epidemic, theft epidemic. Rent is crushing families. Young people are locked out of home ownership. High streets are hollowed out, full of vape shops and American candy shops. Streets are dirty, graffiti on the walls, public services are failing. And while all that is happening, and I think this is what really makes people angry in London, as their lives get harder, they're faced with councils that serve their own interests and ideology. Councils pass motions about biodiversity, climate emergency, or distant international causes, but fundamentally they stop asking the basic questions. Does what we do make the life better, safer and more affordable for the people we serve? And the answer across London right now is no. Londoners feel written off. Why not? I mean, take the example of sanctuary boroughs in London. The most expensive city in the country to live in is now a de facto sanctuary city. 15 boroughs in London, Westminster included right here, one of the second most expensive boroughs to live in, has declared themselves sanctuary. It means councils are organising their policies around supporting migrants and asylum seekers, creating programmes, funding services and planning housing with them as a priority group. And you know what that means? London now houses some of the largest numbers of asylum seekers in the country, while families stood on waiting lists for years and their children, my children, priced out of their own city. Meanwhile, veterans who served this country are sleeping rough on the streets of the capital, in shop doorways, while people who arrived yesterday are placed in hotels or moved into housing. We think it's a disgrace. And veterans who serve this country should never be sleeping on the pavements while councils boast about how welcoming they are. British children should not be priced out of their own city while subsidising accommodation for foreigners in one of the most expensive cities on earth. That will stop under reform. Reform councils will end sanctuary politics. We will no longer operate as a de facto sanctuary city, and council policy will be prioritise British citizens, veterans and those with strong local connections. We will restore priority in social housing. Because if a country cannot look after its own, it has no business pretending to be anyone else's sanctuary. We'll end the war on motorists. Low traffic neighbourhoods are the perfect example of what I mentioned earlier, ideology over people. Nobody asked working parents on the school run, carers, tradesmen. Schemes were dumped on communities, roads were blocked and concerns totally ignored, and anyone who needs the car to live a normal life was treated as a problem to be punished. We recognise something very simple at Reform. Cars are essential for millions of people, for work, for caring, for family, even, dare I say it, for having a bit of fun. And Reform councils will remove LTNs. We will end the culture of taxing and fining people just for going about their daily lives. And as Mayor, I will abolish ULEZ. See, Londoners will no longer be treated as criminals for driving to work. Reform councils will stop declaring climate emergency, and we will declare safety and affordability emergency, because that's what people are living through. Safety, housing, clean streets. As Robin said, the cost of living. These are the basics, and these will be our priorities in London. And it means treating safety and affordability as the central test of every decision, not an afterthought. And it means remembering, as Robin said, and Clive said, that public money is not the council's money, it's the taxpayers' money. And we will never, ever run councils, as they have been, as vanity projects. We will run them as services. And this is why these defections matter, actually, because Robin and Clive have done this in Ewan before successfully. And they watched how Labour has catastrophically failed London and concluded that Labour is actually part of the problem and is no longer the solution. And that's why they're joining Reform. because they want to change the direction of the city, not manage the status quo that has failed. For too long, you see, we believe London has been run by a closed political system, where the same parties pass power back and forth. They defend the same policies and quietly prop each other up. One side governs, the other complains, and nothing fundamentally changes. Crime rises and goes unpunished. Motorists are punished instead, housing becomes more affordable, asylum hotels multiply, high streets decline, and yet the policies barely move an inch. That is not real political competition. It's a comfortable arrangement where failure is recycled. Reform is different because we are actually not invested in preserving that system. We're not here to protect the old consensus that created this problem. We are here to break it. Because London and the country doesn't need another manager of the status quo. It needs change, and the only party led by Nigel will deliver that change, because for decades, Nigel has done something quite rare in British politics. When the establishment closed ranks to defend the status quo, he stood with the public who were ignored by it. He has always said plainly what millions of ordinary people were thinking, but were told not to say it. And that's why we keep topping the polls. Because Nigel has spent his political life standing up with the silent majority, not with the system that constantly tries to silence them. So I'll end with this. We won't fix everything overnight. What we will do is change direction. From ideology to service, from failure to recovery, and finally to a London that works for Londoners, not just politicians. And Clive and Robin show that even Labour's own people now accept the truth. Labour will never fix the problems it created, and they have chosen to back the only party that will. And that's why today is yet another bad day for Labour, but a great day for us in London. Thank you.